This is the American Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship on ESPN. Welcome to Orlando, home of the tallest star flyer in the world, and they will be flying around the pitch tonight with the 1 seed UCF Knights and the 2 seed SMU Mustangs. Let's take a look at how we got to this championship. For SMU, a 2-1 victory over USF.
It was a sudden victory goal in double overtime that sent the SMU Mustangs into this final, with Vega getting what was perhaps a controversial goal, but it mattered not. It's the Mustangs that will be in the final tonight, taking on a really talented UCF team. And they had a dominant performance against Temple, with Jennings getting 3 goals in a 5-goal output for the Knights on Wednesday night. Such a talented player, getting into the 6-yard box and finishing with aplomb.
And the player of the year in the conference, the hat trick, 4th of his career, Super Cal Jennings. Let's take a look at the bracket with the top 2 teams advancing. Excellent semifinal action we had here in the American.
There were some really good games on Wednesday night, intriguing play. And it's held with serve, and it's the game I think that everybody wanted to see with the Mustangs and the Knights tonight.
Absolutely. Matt Stubbington, Ari Shannock, welcome everybody. And a lot on the line in this one. 3rd season in a row that these 2 teams match up. Will it be SMU again, or USF winning their first title?
Well, of course, the home team will be hoping it will be their first title. The regular season matchup was a 3-3 tie, so we don't know anything from the regular season either. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens this evening.
Well, our key players should have a lot to do with it for SMU. The midfielder of the year in the conference, Gabriel Costa.
Such a talented player, young, has an eye for sending the ball through to his teammates. McLaughlin has been the beneficiary of many of those 3 balls and those little shimmies and little shakes, and not just dance moves. They are wonderful moves when he's on the ball, as he deceives defenders as well on the dribble.
Great facilitator for the Mustangs, and for UCF, no doubt about it, player of the year in the conference, Cal Jennings.
He just has an eye for the timing of the run into the box. And when he's in the box, he knows where the back of the net is. He is such a handful for the opposition to defend, and 44 career goals tells the whole story.
Coming up next, the American Athletic Conference Championship from Orlando.
Well, no changes in the starters from Wednesday night for SMU or UCF tonight. Kevin Hudson, though, going with 3 in the back. Played predominantly 4 in the back against USF Wednesday. So Rodelli, Honda, and Tavega will be the back 3. And they will be really important tonight, as they have to find a way to stop Jennings from scoring. As I said, Coach Calabrese has not changed his starting lineup either, and the formation remains the same with the 4-3-3, with Barry and Vivi joining Jennings as the attacking formation for the Knights.
UCF 14-1-2, 6-0-1 in conference. SMU 15-1-1, 5-1-1 in conference. 7-0 on the road for this Mustang team. Ranked 10th in the nation, UCF comes in ranked 5th. And we are underway, all-time series 7, 4, and 5 in favor of the Mustangs. And UCF riding that 16-match unbeaten streak, Matt, longest in program history.
Had a fantastic season, playing a really good brand of soccer. And at the moment, we are faced with defending a long throw-in that Warrington comes across to take.
Yep, Warrington, he can heave it. Get it all the way into the box from here.
It becomes a set-piece opportunity. The accurate throw-in.
And headed to the edge and then cleared out of there by the Knights. SMU has won this championship 2 straight seasons. 2017, it was a 2-1 victory in overtime. Last year here on this field, 5-4, they won it in PKs. Mustangs with most victories in their program since 2006. Well, the RPIs too. UCF RPI number 3 in the nation. SMU number 9 in the nation. And one of the important features of this game, not only a championship on the line here of the conference, but a potential 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, Matt.
That is on the line, and of course the automatic bid as well to the big dance.
Trying to get it through to Berry on his run. Kicked out of there by Warrington. The top view, Berry, good speed here on the flank from France. And sent to the turf, Mendoza. He'll draw a foul. A free kick here, nice little position for the Knights. Just underway in the American Athletic Championship. Teeing it up, Thomas Ness. Take a look there. Little trip, Hernandez just getting that foot in there. Little jab. Will set up this opportunity for UCF.
Mr. Clark on the whistle there. Another foul, and like Barry had been impeded, and then another foul came in, and it's Barry doing his bootlaces up. And this is a great opportunity early in the match on the set piece.
You got Ness and Mendoza. Let's see who takes it. Mendoza runs wide to the left. Ness curls it in far post. Headed up by the Ponies. And UCF able to grab the loose ball for possession. Serve back into the 18. A challenge there. We'll send it deep into the corner and a UCF throw-in. Vladimir Mendoza, just a freshman from Phoenix. This is Luis Perez, 11 assists, second in the nation for Perez. He's also out of France. The trick for SMU defense will be to check Cal Jennings. Edge of the box, there's a build-up and a blast and a save by Makela. Diving to his right, covering that near post.
That may have been going wide. Makela was taking no chances. Down smartly to his right. Good strong hand to palm that away. Perhaps a little bit of a deflection. Again, Makela doing a great job making sure that wasn't going into the back of the net.
Louis going for goal there. He has 4 goals to go along with his 11 assists. There's the corner kick. Headed out of the area. UCF leading the league in corner kicks, 126 coming into the conference tournament. Let's take a look at the keys to the match.
Well, the keys for the Mustangs is they have to cherish every possession and make sure that they take care of the ball. They cannot turn it over cheaply once they get hold of it. If they do that, UCF are so good on the ball that they will put you under a lot of pressure. And key part of that is that you've got to make sure that you win the transition battle. Take what UCF give you, because UCF will get up the park in numbers. Understanding, do we transition quickly and try and counter quickly, or do we keep the ball a little bit and possess it? And Coach Hudson was a little bit upset with his team on Wednesday, thinking that they were impatient at times against USF. For UCF, they've got to defend the set pieces. SMU have really good organized runs and difficult runs to defend from the set piece. And then tempo is going to be key for the Knights as well, because when they play at the rhythm that they want to play at, they are very difficult to defend and get up the field with a lovely rhythm about their game with 1- and 2-touch passes.
SMU, so many weapons. McLaughlin, 15 goals, led the conference in scoring until the tournament when Jennings took over with 16. Well, they also have Monchoma with 10. And other weapons, here they come. The Ponies attacking far side, and that's cleared out of there, but 7 goals apiece for Allender and Costa. Difficult to check. There is the goalkeeper of the year for the 2nd straight season, Yannick Uddle, the junior from Germany, 2018 first team All-East region as well. Warrington getting set to throw it in. Playing a sophomore from Lawton, Oklahoma. Just to the edge of the box. Headed forward and then collected here. There's a sliding play. Will go as a foul against SMU. Will go on Allender, sent to the deck. Hitting him slowly is the freshman Mendoza.
That was a good foul tactically from Arlander. Nice little touch right there from Mendoza. He was going to be springing free up the left wing on the counter. Arlander just taking him to the turf and slowing things down. Will take the free kick. His opposite number, Makela, might be a little upset that he didn't get goalkeeper of the year. He only conceded 12 on the season.
Led the conference in saves per game, 4.3 Makela did. But now Uddle with 6 shutouts. After the shutout here on Wednesday in the semis, took over the lead from Makela.
Look at the approach of Barry there, taking away the outlet pass to Monjoma on this near sideline. Forcing the pass up the middle. UCF thinking they were stronger defensively in that area of the pitch.
Middle third challenge here. SMU playing a long ball down the center of the field. Spinning left, Costa puts it to the perimeter, does not get through to his target. And here come the Knights on the counter with speed down the far side.
Dean played the wrong ball. Love the way he plays that right flank. Head down, business-like. Had one thing on his mind, get to the attacking third.
Blazing speed for McLaughlin. Leaves for Allender. Canute back up top here. Out high to Terravega. Vega, the game winner in OT in the semis over USF.
Arlander didn't have as big an influence on the game against USF as I thought he might have had.
Yeah, Canute, second team all-conference. 11 assists, 7 goals. There's a good look at Uddle.
Felt like we saw a lot of Costa, we saw a lot of McLaughlin, but not a lot of Arlander.
Costa, hesitation, and now the blast is blocked. McLaughlin able to secure it out. SMU spreading out, getting in formation here. They come near side to Tervega. Monjoma, so skilled, goes to his right. There's the cross. That's blocked straight up in the air. Perez sealing against Monjoma and then draws the whistle.
Monjoma just needs to be a little bit more patient, stay a little lower in the challenge because he was over the back of the number 10, Perez. It was an easy call. You see just arms draped over the shoulder and fighting for possession. Monjoma just needs to be patient. He's in a great position. He's going to force the ball backward. His subsequent players can just make sure that they cover up the runs and be a possession to the Mustangs, probably around the halfway line, even if UCF were able to clear the danger.
Monjoma, star in this league, defensive player of the year, but not only that, Matt, he scored 10 goals and 4th in the conference with 7 assists. Does it all for this team.
He's playing on the right wing. He's part of the midfield set for the Mustangs tonight, and that's why he's getting the goals, getting the assists. He flies down the right side of the pitch.
Working against 2 Knight defenders, gets hip checked out of bounds by Mendoza. SMU bench calling for a foul.
Mendoza turning his back. Mr. Allerton, the assistant referee on this near sideline, putting the flag up. You can see the gaggle of Mustangs at the top of the box, so difficult to defend.
Allender, that sails over everybody and harmlessly onto the track here at UCF Soccer and Track Complex in Orlando. A chilly Orlando, 54 degrees at game time here tonight. Very unusual. Will the conditions benefit the players, you think, Matt? The cooler temps?
Well, neither team are familiar with cooler temperatures, are they?
There's the steal there by Hilt. Let's welcome in the third member of our broadcast crew, Haley Otten.
Well, this is the third year that we have seen these two teams playing in this American Championship. When I talked to UCF head coach Scott Calabrese before this game, he told me that even though his team has walked away empty-handed the last 2 years, this is exactly how they wanted it to be. The two top teams in this conference squaring it off on the field, rather. And on the SMU side, this game means a lot to them because they didn't win the regular season title, and the goal every year for this group is to win that conference championship. So both teams with a lot of motivation here in Orlando tonight.
Yeah, no question. Thank you, Haley. Mendoza takes it near side. Looking for Barry. Darting. Past the defender. And broken up. Nicely done there from Nicky Hernandez. There's a good look at Coach Calabrese in his third season. Perez at the edge of the box. Dancing on his handle. Ness. Little drum line here in the stands here at Knight Complex. SMU counterattack opportunity here in transition. They dart out. The edge of the box, shot, Uddle the save, gave up a rebound just to the right of an oncoming SMU player.
That was Arlander. He was there for the rebound, but a strong hands from the goalkeeper. Uddle forced the ball behind the onrush of Arlander. Lovely move from McLaughlin. There was a good technique on the save to push the ball away from the number 10 coming in. That's how dangerous, though, SMU are on the counterattack. Coach Hudson said he likes the matchup. He said he'd take McLaughlin against Ephraim any day of the week.
The first meeting between these two teams back on the 6th of October was a 3-all draw over in Dallas. Interestingly, all 6 goals came in the second half, Matt. Here come the Mustangs breaking out of the pack, looking for McLaughlin, and Ephraim tips it. Whistle comes in. SMU disputing along their sideline. Good look at the Mustangs trying to stay warm over there. McLaughlin. Let's toss it down to Haley. Sidelines.
You guys mentioned these colder than normal temps here in Orlando in November, saying 53 degrees, but feels more like in the 40s. And when you actually look around this stadium, you see things that you're not used to seeing in Florida this time of year. I'm down here in a parka. You see winter hats in the stands, gloves on. So definitely a more chilly night, I think, than we're used to seeing here in this part of the country.
Thanks, Haley. Yeah, certainly no sun tanning here this afternoon in Orlando.
It's been a gray and misty day.
Yep.
All day long, and when you got the woolly hat, you got to break it out when you can in Florida. Don't get too many days like this.
It's some blankets keeping people warm, but good crowd on hand here at the UCF Soccer and Track Complex. Braving the elements.
Lovely work there from Perez on the turn, and then the distribution.
Shot well wide left, launched by Villalobos. Mauricio scored his first goal of the season on Wednesday in the victory over Temple. Also has 3 assists.
His was really the pick of the 5 as far as the finish was concerned.
It was a gorgeous goal, wasn't it?
Curling effort into the far post. Although, as a coach, I like all of Jennings' goals because they were good team build-ups and penetrating passes along the 6 for him to finish fairly easily.
Jennings up high, pressuring in SMU's defensive third. McLaughlin able to chest it back to Hollander. Hollander galloping. Good build up here by SMU. They try to release the cross. And instead, SMU does earn the corner, their first of the match.
So Islander maybe held onto the ball a touch too long there. He did find the connection with Warrington. But because Islander had held onto the ball a little bit, and perhaps a beat too long, it allowed UCF to get back defensively, force the issue, conceded the corner kick, but had good shape otherwise.
SMU's first corner, they are averaging 3.44 goals per game. That is second in the nation. The Mustangs led the conference. A low ball towards the near corner. Not sure that that's what they had in mind on that service. It'll be a goal kick.
Onto that with the ball, gets tied up, unable to clear it. It will be a goal kick for Adol, but you can see on those set pieces that, using the collective nouns, that's a team of Mustangs at the top of the box. It is tough to defend and find where the runners are going as they break free.
Well, the Mustangs have won 7 straight matches, 57 goals, most in a season since 2006. Second most in the nation, 15 more than anyone else in the American. And their 44 goal differential, best in the nation.
At any level.
Efron, he tries to last one. Scored his first goal Wednesday in the semifinal victory. UCF without a couple of all-conference players, with Giannis Learman out after a red card, and Yoni Sorokin, who was co-midfielder of the year with Costa, has been battling a nagging injury. We may see him tonight. Both teams trying to seize an advantage here. UCF, they've won the conference regular season back-to-back, but it's been SMU able to win this conference championship 2 straight seasons. Perry, great gather, inside out move. And that pass didn't get through to Villalobos.
It was almost that his controlling touch was too good. It took away Barry's momentum up the field. Allowed Tavega to come back defensively and Monjomo to help out.
Costa shoots, saved by Uddle. Rebound Costa battling to get it back near side. Good delivery by Gabriel. Splits 2 defenders with that pass. Right out front. The Mustangs, can they find a gap to get the shot off? McLaughlin up to Hilt and then far side. Serve back in. Otto punches it up and out of the box. And booted downfield all the way out to midfield, where it'll be collected by Vega. Great build-up in action there, Matt, for the Mustangs.
It was a stinging shot. Goalkeeper well positioned, though.
It was delivered by Costa. Jennings able to retrieve it. Splits a couple of red shirts, pushes to the outside. There's a shot and blocked. Out of there. I believe that was Ponder. Gabriel trying to field it here near side. 1v1 with Mendoza. Monjoma, excellent pace and tempo. McLaughlin has a shot. It hit the post. So close to landing the first of the night.
Costa just slowing things down, gets the ball into Monjoma. He flicks the ball forwards. McLaughlin with a lovely touch with the outside of the right boot. A wonderful shot with the inside of the right. But Otto pushing that ball onto the post. Great save by the goalkeeper. Here's the little flick pass. There's the touch. Takes a touch There's the important one from the goalkeeper, though.
Tremendous.
Tips it onto the post.
Tremendous by Yannick Uddle. He just got enough of that one, Matt.
Wonderful initial touch there from McLaughlin to keep that ball alive, and then turning and shooting. And heads up from the goalkeeper.
Mendoza to throw in. Quick turn by Louis. Dean advancing. UCF building.
Defensively, both teams having to drop everybody back, but their goal scorer, McLaughlin, on his own at the moment. You've seen Jennings at the other end having to play the same role.
UCF with Jennings back to the goal, turning. They'll try to get a shot off if he sees a seam. And that is kicked out of there. Let's go back to Haley downstairs.
Moments ago, we saw that dangerous opportunity for SMU. And when I talked to Coach Hudson before this game, he said, you know, UCF's a really good team. So when we have the ball, it's about how well we retain it and how well we move it to hopefully move UCF enough to create some of those chances. And we saw it happen right there. So it just takes a little bit of patience.
Thanks, Haley. And there's a good look at Kevin Hudson, who's in his 5th season after spending 7 seasons as an assistant, 1 as the associate head coach. He's 48-20-9 as head coach. We look at the packed house here at UCF, trying to stay warm. And so far, would you give the advantage to SMU and chances, huh, Matt?
You would have to. UCF have had their opportunity, but I think even though Makalo tipped it around the post, I think it probably wasn't going in. Otwell has been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers over the duration of this first half so far.
Costa gliding inside. It's it back. Allender and Costa play a little catch. McLaughlin trying to turn. Allender to his left. Warrington puts it in, and a score. The Mustangs on the board. It is Munjama. Eddie Munjama, his 11th of the season. Warrington the assist.
Lovely work from Warrington to keep it alive. Goalkeeper Adel thought that McLaughlin might have got the touch at the near post. That's where the goalkeeper went. He misses the ball. Monjoma doesn't. Running in late at the far post. Easily touches it over the goal line. And the players on the bench are up and off and celebrating with number 12. And as the Mustangs take the 1-0 lead. And really are deservedly so, considering the passages of play that we've seen from the Mustangs so far.
They have been extremely sharp as they look to win their 3rd straight American Athletic Conference championship and potentially earn a 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. UCF building. Will they get a cross off in the 18? And let's go back to Haley.
Eddie Munjoma, one of the most respected players on this year's team. And Coach Hudson really believes that Eddie's been underrated these last 2 years. He didn't quite get the accolades that he deserved, and he believes he's actually been the best right back in this league the last 3 seasons. So this year, finally getting that recognition, and most likely has a pro future ahead of him.
Thanks, Haley. And I'm sure you would agree, Matt.
Absolutely. I know there are a number of teams in the USL that would love him as a right fullback.
SMU able to break up the UCF penetration and attack thus far. Mustangs have been sharp. This proud program for SMU. 32 NCAA tournament berths, 20 conference championships, 43 All-American selections. Mendoza cuts inside. Jennings being followed by multiple defenders every time he is near the ball, Matt.
Well, Ponder and Jennings will be best of friends or worst of enemies by the time this one's over.
I think it's the latter. Barry. Louis. A little hesitation move. Mendoza, his cross attempt will end up being a corner kick, the second of the night for the Knights.
Good covering run there by Tavega to come over, stop the cross coming in from Mendoza. There's the little run, there's the recovery from Tavega, getting that right foot out, making the blocking challenge.
Headed out by the Ponies. Corner kick taken by Ness. Put out front. Shot deflected and headed into the stands behind the goal. Excellent chance for the Knights, and the crowd appreciates the effort.
Well, sometimes on the set pieces, it's not the initial ball that comes in, it's the second phase of play. Mendoza gets the shot. Makela with the save there. Beautifully done with the kick save. And then headed clear.
Ness again, far post. Makela diving. He's on the ground, but up quickly as the ball caroms out to the perimeter. Beautiful pass, edge of the 18. There's the cross, and it is blocked out. Oh, another corner kick opportunity. We'll do it from the far side this time for UCF as you look at Coach Calabrese.
A little to be excited about as the head coach there. Be pleased with the way his team's keeping the ball alive off of these set pieces in the attacking third, but frustrated the ball's not in the back of the net yet.
Put high in the air, headed forward, back into the box. Will we have another corner? UCF very adept at earning these. 126 corners coming into the conference tournament. Makela getting set.
Fourth of the night. Perez will take it left-footed in swinging.
Keeps it low and clear.
Not his Sunday best there, was it?
No, yeah. Off the edge of the foot, I believe. Louis, 11 assists, second in the nation. Hollander, both have 11, leading the conference. Quick passing, they have been sharp. Costa pushes ahead for Canute. Hollander back to Warrington, who assisted the Monjoma goal. Costa so shifty in there, isn't he, Matt? Gets it back. Dancing to his right, now shifting back left. And there's a blast up high over the goal.
Well, his hips are always moving, his feet are always moving. Costa has a low center of gravity, and it's so difficult for a defender because you don't want to jump in, you don't want to be rash and make contact with an ankle and concede a foul at the top of the box like that. And as you said, Costa is such a shifty customer.
That makes him tough to check. Getting back to Coach Calabrese, he and his staff voted coaching staff of the year, second straight season. And this season, coming off a year where he lost 10 seniors and brought in 11 new Knights. And hasn't missed a beat. Talked about SMU second in the nation in goals per game. UCF seventh in the nation, 2.47 goals per game. So this 1-0 lead for SMU is not going to hold. Here come the Knights. Cross, Makala is there to break it up. Another nice build-up and attack for the Knights, and a corner kick coming.
Well, Dean sets this up, springs free Vivi. Wonderful pass there from Jennings, and there's a player there popping up right at the penalty spot asking for the ball as Villalobos. The pass never comes. Vivi with his eyes wide shut there.
Makala diving, punching that out. Off of the Louis Perez corner. Served back into the 18, and again SMU able to head it out of trouble. McLaughlin has it taken off his foot.
Good work there by Hernandez, checking back from the corner kick to take the ball off the foot of McLaughlin, who equally had done good work to get the angle to receive the ball.
Dancing move to his right quickly and drop. They play on.
Perez trying to do too much on his Todd there. He had support to his right, support to his left. Ends up giving it away cheaply and sitting on his haunches, wondering how he was dispossessed so softly there.
Good crowd on hand here tonight for the championship at UCF. And if you're SMU, you are accustomed to playing in front of big crowds. Over 16,000, 10th best in the nation for SMU home attendance this season. And here they are packed in at UCF for this big time matchup, two top 10 teams. Orrington and Costa. Far side. Monjoma, who has the lone goal here. The ball served in. Challenge McLaughlin. Looking to gain the edge.
Many young players watching this game. Keep your eye on Jennings. Keep your eye on McLaughlin. Two of the best in the league. Two of the best in the country at movement off of the ball in transition.
Hernandez gliding back.
So McLaughlin there. It's the transition happened for SMU. He comes from the right fullback position of the Knights.
Here's Jennings. Tried to get that pass through to Barry, broken up.
And McLaughlin comes from the right fullback position of the Knights. Sprints in field, takes defenders with him, and then goes back out to create some space, having sucked the defender into the middle of the pitch.
Mendoza surveys. Villalobos. Oh, put it behind the cut there of Vivi. Gino Vivi, conference rookie of the year. 5 goals, 6 assists on the season.
The Mustangs doing a good job getting back defensively, winning the battle of the transition at the moment. As soon as UCF get on the ball, red shirts of the Mustangs are getting back in numbers, condensing the space in their defensive third, denying the passing opportunities, squashing the passing lanes. And it's all a little bit frustrating through the middle of the pitch for right now for the Knights. They've had most of their success down the flanks.
A little concern on Coach Calabrese's face. Scoring came easily Wednesday night. They put up 5 goals. The hat trick for Jennings. Mendoza, a little space here, inching between 2 red shirts, but then as they try to force it to Jennings, well covered as Ponder continues to be solid. And as you mentioned, Wednesday, Philip Ponder, one of Coach Hudson's favorites.
Described him as the best captain he's ever had. The engine on the team, shows up every day and puts forth his best effort. Leads by example.
Numbers here for the counter. Barry delivers, and up high. Makela got a piece. Kind of maneuvered it up over the post. The crossbar.
The referee saying that the goalkeeper didn't get the touch.
Oh, okay.
So that will be a goal kick to SMU.
Have a look.
Well, it wasn't the best pass from Ponder as it went straight to the UCF Knights, and Barry having the opportunity from the left foot on the first time effort.
And let's toss it back down to Haley.
You guys mentioned defender Philip Ponder for SMU and how Coach Hudson mentioned that he's the best captain that he's had, but not only just on this team, but actually in the last 19 years that he's been associated with this program. And Hudson says, you know, there's days, everybody takes days off and maybe has off days, but Philip really never takes a day off, and he's the driving force behind this team, a true leader by example.
Thank you, Haley, and that's high praise coming from Coach Hudson, as he has worked with, coached with, played with a number of fantastic players. Coach Hudson selected as the 44th pick by DC United back in the 2004 MLS Super Draft and was a member of the SMU 2000 College Cup team. Drumline trying to get the Knight fans excited, ignited, as they're just huddling up, trying to stay warm at the moment. SMU leading here 1-0.
Coach Hudson going to the bench, so he brought Arlanda off of the field. Number 19, Wyatt Priest, is into the game.
We didn't see Wyatt on Wednesday. 6-foot sophomore from Coppell, Texas. Has scored 2 goals this season. They get set to also sub in DJ Williams.
Eight minutes to go in this first half. Coach Hudson trying to get some time out of the legs of his starters, so they have all of their energy for the second 45. Doesn't sound like a lot of minutes, 8 minutes, but any time that you can get some rest in the legs at this late part of the season is always a good thing.
Particularly with that semifinal game just this Wednesday.
Mr. Clark asking for the free kick to be retaken, to the frustration of the Knight players.
Trying to direct forward. Knight fans trying to get a little chant going, hopefully igniting their team here in the final 7 minutes of the first half. Able to squeak through there, Vivi, and dropping to the ground. The displeasure of the crowd and transition, attacking, but unable to connect on the pass are the Mustangs.
Hernandez strong in the challenge there. Mr. Clark deeming that it was fair. Actually, consternation of the fans here in Orlando and the coaches on the UCF bench. Chatting with the 4th official right now, wondering why there wasn't a free kick given.
Nice little service, but again, so many red jerseys anywhere Jennings moves to.
Just dropping off, taking away the space behind them, which is part of Jennings' strength.
Good passing there, just out of the reach of the cutting Villalobos. Costa, nice ball ahead. McLaughlin able to head it forward. McLaughlin pushes out. Warrington has an assist here already, his 3rd of the season.
Good recognition there from Hernandez in the back line of UCF. He saw that Priest was coming, stepped in and took away that option.
The sub will come in for the Ponies, DJ Williams, senior out of Fort Worth. Part of the under 15 and under 17 youth U.S. national team. And like you said, Matt, Coach Hudson getting a moment, taking his star, Garrett McLaughlin, out to rest a bit before the half. 5 minutes remain before the break.
Worked hard to get open offensively, but also works hard defensively, as does Jennings, to try and make play predictable for the team behind them. There's a silly foul conceded by UCF right at the beginning of their defensive third.
Shaking that hit off is Noah Hiltz, junior from Colorado.
I break out one of my other collective nouns of Mustangs.
Yeah, let's go for it.
It's a Harris of Mustangs.
Would not have predicted that one. Corner kick for the Ponies.
I'll leave it at that. I might go with the troop.
A troop?
There's a troop, a herd, a stable.
Give them all away now, man.
Well, I mean,
this is building suspense. Costa from the deep corner. There's a cornerlet. 6 already for the Knights, but they've been unable to capitalize. Costa.
Coming together there. Ness going to the ground. Not sure exactly what happened.
In swinger near post. Kept in. Chipped up. Headed forward. Manjoma there. Uddle able to bat it away and cover it up. Good aggressive keeping there by the German.
Smart play by the goalkeeper. Just tipping it away from Manjoma. Falling on the plate, making sure that his team were then organized defensively before he distributes.
Eddie was inching in, hoping for his second goal of the night. Cutting inside. They're passing here. And they keep it in play. They do, and a score! Offsides.
Ball actually
goal.
I'm not sure it was offsides. I think the ball did go over the byline for a goal kick. Just a little bit too much weight on the pass from Perez. But that will buoy the fans, buoy the team. And from Orlando, the UCF Knights, knowing that they can breach Makela's goal. Albeit on this occasion, it was disallowed. The flag went up early.
Two and a half minutes remain in the half. Andres Hernandez punches that forward. Well, Mendoza's going to be a good one, just a freshman. Here comes Barry. Puts his head down and moves forward. Mendoza, there's the cross on the ground. Picked up and out over the bench.
Vega had to be sure on the challenge there. Behind him was Cal Jennings. Good work from Barry. He's an influential player for UCF.
Perez, nice cross, just getting a foot on it. Another corner kick, number 7 for the Knights.
You see when the Knights move the ball quickly and create the mismatches, create the unbalanced defense of the Mustangs, and then create the opportunities.
There's Thomas from Norway. Sophomore. Bends it in near post and booted out of there.
And the Knights hold on to the ball too long. It just negates the industrious nature of the runs. And it can be self-fulfilling. If the runs aren't there, then the player on the ball has to hold on to it. But if he's holding on to it anyway, the runs will dry up because his teammates will say, why am I bothering? Because you're not going to give me the ball anyway.
Costa and Mendoza going at it there. Costa from Brazil.
You see right there how tricky he is to defend. Quick footwork, turning, spinning. And Mendoza just swinging and missing the ball and taking the player.
Makela with half a minute remaining in the half sends it down. And all the way out of bounds to the other side.
Feels like this first 45 minutes has flown by.
Absolutely.
Entertaining soccer at both ends of the pitch.
Great tempo.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
And that will.
The referee stopped the clock, actually.
2 seconds.
He stopped the clock. I think you might want 5 seconds on the clock. Priest there, stopping the play. Unsportsmanlike, trying to prevent the free kick being taken quickly. And in the end, it's really gifted an opportunity for UCF.
Yep, Huddle will come up and take it.
5,
Blast it in.
3.
Headed out on the deck and cleared. And now we will head to halftime. 1-0 SMU. Haley will have a quick word with Coach Hudson. Kevin Hudson before he takes his team into the locker room. You see Cal Jennings frustrated. Really didn't get any quality looks. Big smile on his face, hoping that those chances will come in the second half.
He did get his one opportunity to put it in the back of the net, and he made no mistake with it. However, the pass that was before that chance that he had just went over the byline for a goal kick, so it didn't count.
Okay, Haley ready with Coach Hudson.
Coach, you told me before this game one of the keys was going to be how smart the decision-making was with your group in terms of retaining and moving the ball. How would you assess your team's possession in the first half?
Well, we were pretty good. There were a few silly things we did building out of the back, and we got to clean it up a little bit. But overall, I thought, we were patient and we, found the right spots, and, we were able to build through them. Championship
atmosphere here in Orlando. How would you assess your team's energy coming out in the first half?
Yeah, it's a good atmosphere. It's a decent crowd. Energy was good. Yeah, it's a final. You don't need to give them any extra motivation in a moment like this.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Haley. Coach Hudson. There is the crowd trying to stay warm. It's 1-0. SMU here at the American Athletic Conference Championship. Night Nation out in full force here at the AAC Championship in the American Athletic Conference, but right now their team down 1-0 to the Mustangs, who are looking for their third consecutive American Athletic Conference Championship. And we're back in a cool 53 degrees Orlando. At the half, it is SMU 1, UCF 0. Here from Orlando, the American Athletic Conference Championship. You are watching the American Athletic Conference here on ESPN. We're at the UCF Soccer and Track Stadium in Orlando with a beautiful scenery here on the gorgeous campus of UCF. It is 1-0 as we take a look at the first half highlights.
McLaughlin forcing the wonderful save from Adel. His strong hands put it behind the on-rushing Arlander, who looks up to the heavens wondering why he didn't get the rebound. And that was another fine save, this time with the right hand from Adel. Great build-up play from SMU. McLaughlin involved again. And at the other end, UCF, that was their best opportunity. Good goalkeeping from Makela with the kick save. Adel, though, he was baited at the near post by the run of McLaughlin. Monjamo pops up with a late run at the back post and puts the ball into the back of the net. The assist by Warrington. The teammates come from the bench to celebrate as SMU find a way to reach the net of Adel and UCF and go into the locker room with a 1-0 advantage at halftime. They're all tied up in the shots, although SMU have forced more saves from the goalkeeper.
And look at the big advantage on corner kicks for UCF, 7-2. The one ball they were able to put in the back of the net was nullified with the flag coming up. And that was Jennings, but that was disallowed. And you're looking at the tallest star flyer in the world here near Disney World. Crowd standing and trying to stay warm. You believe that? Here in Orlando, 53 degrees. Not typical for this area, obviously, but SMU enjoying everything right now. Coach Hudson has his team up 1-0. We'll hear from Scott Calabrese when he comes out of the locker room with the Knights. And what's the message for UCF from Coach?
Oh, I think move the ball a little bit more quickly and maintain the width in the attack. When the ball is held too long, it again negates those runs that are being made by the industrious players up front, Barry, Jennings, and Vivi. And if the ball can be delivered into those wide areas more quickly, I think that will also create the space for Jennings to exploit. And we've seen him put the ball in the back of the net. His pass prior to him taking the shot had gone over the byline and a goal kick was awarded. So he moves so well. You have to give credit to Ponder, though, the defender for SMU, in conjunction with his teammates Vega and Bradley. Sorry, they've done a great job of keeping Jennings' chances to nil in the first 45 minutes. And when you're looking at the player in the conference, the best player in the conference, and a goal scorer of the quality of Jennings, that is a real accomplishment.
Yeah,
you know, to negate him having a shot on goal. Don't
typically see that stat line next to Cal Jennings' name. There is the weather down to 52 degrees now. Had a little bit of rain early. It's cleared up. So excellent playing conditions as Warrington and Ponder loosen up. Warrington the assist on the Monjoma goal. That is our only score, but watch out. We could see some fireworks in the second half. 6 goals combined in the second half when these two teams met earlier in the season in October at SMU.
I'll be amazed if we see those fireworks in a game of this importance. But it's going to be interesting to see whether anything changes tactically for SMU as we get set to start the second half. But it's the old adage, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. I think Coach Hudson will be very pleased with what he's seen from his Mustang squad in the first 45 minutes. And they did a great job of cherishing every single possession that they had, passing the ball up the pitch, connecting those passes, and also winning the transition battle, and importantly, transitioning quickly and together on defense. And we saw it time and time again when UCF just slowed it down a little bit. Those defenders were able to then squash in along the top of the 18 and really just destroy any passing lane that was trying to be exploited by UCF. And consequently, Jennings has not found any space behind the back line to have any success with so far.
Oh, big roar from the crowd when the UCF Knights came out of the locker room from halftime. There's Super Cal getting loose with the rest of the Knights. Yeah, Coach Hudson, very positive in his interview.
And why not? You're up 1-0 going into the locker room. It's where you want to be.
Very demanding, though, Matt. Typically, he's not so optimistic in his interviews. Now we've got Haley with Coach Calabrese.
Coach, down a goal at the half. Where would you like to see your team make some improvements here in the second half?
Well, I think it starts with us in the press. I felt like we let SMU get the ball into their holding midfield players. They were able to turn and play forward, and I felt like that happened too easily, too often. So that's first thing we have to improve. And then second thing, and it's all connected, is we have to be better building the ball up and stick to our game plan and how we typically attack. And, you know, we got away from creating those chances. We had a goal that I think went over the end line before it was crossed, but those are the sort of ways in which we create goals and chances, and we didn't do that nearly enough.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you, Coach Calabrese. And Haley, there's the Knights coming together, hoping for their first conference championship after winning 2 regular season crowns. But SMU, they have risen to the occasion 2 consecutive years to win this championship and trying to make it a 3rd. Ready to go here in the second half. We'll see what adjustments have been made. Coach Calabrese wants to see a better press from his team.
Mr. Clark ready checks with his officials on the sidelines, blows the whistle. Looks like UCF will be playing downwind in this second half as well. Not blowing a gale as it can at times, but there's a cold breeze nonetheless at the back of Otto and his teammates.
Jonathan Dean circling, the captain from Macon, Georgia. 6 assists on the season.
Flag goes up for offside as Barry comes back to play the ball. Change made by UCF in the starting lineup for the second half. Aman is in on the right side of the lineup for the Knights.
Richard Aman, he was sharp in his minutes on Wednesday night. Picked up an assist. A senior, experienced player out of Ghana. Dean on his run. Surveying. The patience. Puts it in the box. Jennings able to field it. Dean at the edge. To his right. Vivi. Been an excellent facilitator for the Knights this season. Vivi has it back. His cross. Fielded by Barry. Nice build up here for the Knights. Cutting inside, grabbing a hold of a shirt. Play on. Vivi to the perimeter. Dean back to Vivi. And Dean, his cross. A little too strong. Back to the other side and headed to the edge. Fielded by Aman. And that ball clear into the stands to the left of Makala. Nice possession there, Matt.
Possession, importantly width. Had Coach Calabrese talking about getting down the lines and creating the width, and that's the MO of UCF. But the crosses were the wrong types of balls being played. Dean was in a great position, tries to put the ball into the back post, standing it up, but puts too much on it. For me, that ball just needs to be driven hard and fast along the line of the 6. Get the defenders facing their own goal, challenge the goalkeeper, and it gives a great opportunity for your attackers to deflect the ball in.
Rodelli. Henrik, all rookie team for SMU. Out of Norway. The speed of Jennings. Able to secure that ball. Coach Hudson said it should be our way. Coach Calabrese pointing the other way. The two coaches share a little laugh there.
Well, I think it's the right decision that goes the way of the Knights on that occasion. Perez with the imagination and the flair with the little scorpion kick to deflected to Jennings before it goes out of bounds for the throw-in.
Hollander. Munjoma. Hollander, he fires. That's upstairs.
Again, Hollander a little quiet tonight. Didn't play all of the minutes in the first half, but doesn't quite have the showboativeness of Costa or the speed of McLaughlin. He's the quiet one of the front 3. But his role is important nonetheless, because without his hard work, the other 2 can't do what they do.
Canute, second team all-conference. Noah Hilt holding that right shoulder.
Haley, what do you got for us? You mentioned Knut Allander, and the relationship between him and Gabriel Acosta is key for this SMU offense. When those two players link up, special things can happen. Coach says Knut has this ability to see things that other players on the field just don't see. This year he's playing that attacking midfield role. He just got here last summer, so it was a new country, so this year he's definitely more settled. He's fitting in, feeling more comfortable here on this SMU team.
Thanks, Haley.
Whistle blows for the handball. Ball skipped up on Barry there.
Coach Calabrese shouting instructions to his team.
Wants them to stay higher, condense the space. Credit to Hernandez and Hilt, the midfield players in the center area of the pitch for SMU. Those are the players that have been causing UCF some problems, in the opinion of Coach Calabrese.
Speaking of midfielders, we were wondering if we were going to see Sorokin, midfielder, co-midfielder of the year in the conference. And thus far, no Yoni. He was unavailable Wednesday. But they certainly miss him. He's 3 consecutive years on the All-American first team. American Conference first team, that is. Costa. There's a takedown there. Clean play.
Good strong challenge there from Hernandez. Well, the central defenders in attendance tonight will appreciate that one.
Costa on his left foot. Warrington chased by Amon. Bradelli.
This is where UCF have to be disciplined and patient, not try and chase the ball too much. Chase too much, then the defensive shape of the team breaks down and creates the space to be exploited. Warrington trying the spectacular outside of the boot pass to McLaughlin. Goalkeeper Otto reads it the whole way.
Dean. Ponder, the 2 number 3s, just going at it all night as Ponder stays right in the jersey of Cal. Here comes Dean with freedom. Amon, his cross. Just over the head of the run on the outside.
A wry smile from Cal Jennings. Knew that was a good chance. Again, width. This one standing up. I don't have a problem with that one going up high because the ball's outside of the 18. Jennings perhaps anticipating it on the ground, not leaping to try and head it in.
Those two connected on a similar play in the semi victory over Temple. Warrington being pursued by Vivi. Bradelli, excellent size back there. 6'2", 190-pounder.
Good job there from Mendoza. As I say, that heavy touch gives it away, but the initial explosion to the space was a good one.
He's sneaky quick, isn't he, Matt?
Good first step. He's got to get back defensively now, though.
Now, speaking of quickness, Monjoma. Taken away. Solid defense. SMU building. Carrying it in. Continuing. And corner kick.
Oh, there's some magic from Arlander there. UCF not able to clear their lines. Hilt dribbling into the box, commits 3 defenders to him, and Arlander then continues on the way as he receives the pass. Ephraim there did a really good job of changing his position to put it out for the corner kick.
And that'll be Knut with the left foot. Arlander will reset. Players jockeying for position, headed up and on top of the net, very close. Well done by SMU.
Difficult to turn those near post corner kicks on frame. I think it was Tavega with the headed effort at the near post, just over Ottle's goal. So many players breaking the huddle there. It's so difficult for UCF to track the runners.
UCF quickly back. I'm on to his right. The blast kicked out by Makela, gives up a rebound. Monjoma is there. Nicky Hernandez. Steal for the Knights. Louis Perez, his shot blocked out. Good action, excellent intensity by the Knights.
Well, not a lot of purchase on the shot. Makela a little awkward with it, but gets the important touch when needed. I'm not sure who it was for SMU, the sliding player. It might have been Warrington or Bradelli. They did really well not to commit a handball in the box as they slid past the shot of Amon.
Bradelli with patience, working with Warrington. Hernandez spinning. Cal Jennings trying to get a touch here. Conference Player of the Year, second straight season. His 16 game-winning goals, most of any active player in the NCAA. Well, right now, he'd like to find the equalizer. Levy giving chase, won't get there in time. Makela. Crowd getting antsy.
Mr. Clark, the referee, pointing to his watch, indicating that Makela needs to hurry things up a little bit.
Touch by Amon. An impactful off of the bench again so far tonight. UCF another build up here. See if they can get a clean look. Dean. Coach asking for movement. A little touch back. Come on, his cross blocked over the head of a leaping Cal Jennings. Cal was hoping for a little more hang time there.
Well, that's the driven ball that I've been looking for. Hopes Coach Calabrese has as well. Maybe a shot at a cross there from Armand, and it took the deflection from Hernandez to take it away from Cal Jennings.
So Mauricio Villalobos will take the corner. 3 assists on the season. Villalobos in swinger, straight out front, punched out of there by Makela. Grant is 6'4", a junior from Destin, Florida. Beautiful pass. There's a shot and ricocheted off of the post and nearly into the parking garage. A blast there.
Oh, it definitely hit the crossbar, but I'm wondering whether this was safe by the goalkeeper on its way up. Powerful shot from Barry. Good movement. No, it wasn't touched by the goalkeeper. It was just over him.
So close. Hit the crossbar.
Barry there just trying to put too much on the ball. Leaning back and lifting it over the target. As you said, at 6'4". Makela is an intimidating presence in net.
Barry, 2 goals on the season. Got underneath that one just a tad.
Love the movement of Jennings and McLaughlin. This time I'm watching Jennings on the attack. Bradelli in all kinds of problems, just touching the shoulder of Jennings to make sure he knows where the number 3 at UCF is the whole time, as he's then facing his own net defensively.
Challenge far side, picked up by SMU. Hustling back is the captain, Jonathan Dean. Ephraim. Drum line in the crowd trying to put a charge into the Knights. Under 30 minutes to play. Plenty of time for this explosive offense. Jennings able to field that one. To his left, he shoots, blocked and cleared.
I think he was going to try and slot the ball through to Amon for a moment there, but good job again from those back players of SMU of taking away the lane. Jennings then forced to try and shoot from outside the penalty area, and nothing but a sea of red.
Dean and Vivi. High-point Ness. Villalobos.
And the movement has to continue for UCF.
Amon's touch did not make it to Cal. Gets it back. Barry calling for the ball. There's a shot blocked again. Fielded by Vivi. Vivi to his right. That cross lands on top of the goal. Vivi pleading with the official, thought it was touched.
A lot of possession. Nothing threatened the net of Makela. Vivi trying to keep things alive. Certainly the right decision by Mr. Allerton for the goal kick.
1-0 SMU, but according to tradition, this should go to PKs. 5 of 6 title matches have went to PKs. So, long way to go, but
great touch from Monjoma to link up with Arlander.
Monjoma, his service headed away by Dean on the dive. Out of the pack. Amon. Nice touch ahead. Barry giving chase. Can he get there? Ponder also flying down to the corner. And we have a going to come back here. Maybe a card served.
So Vega's doing his best to try and talk himself into the referee's notebook as he and Perez came together. And so Vega just needs to turn and get back defensively and know when to be quiet.
Andres Hernandez. Bends that in, nearly went in. Makela dove to his left to the far post at the last second. Somehow that ball made it all the way through. He was waiting for a touch.
Well, it's the perfect service from that area of the pitch. Started at the 6, bend it into the far post.
Perez. A deep corner. Gino Vivi and Barry. Louis back to Barry, quickly to his left, cutting inside. His blast way out of here.
Good movement from Barry, getting into the right areas, but needs to work on his shooting technique. The knee's got to lead the foot through the back of the ball. Leaning back on all of his attempts so far, and everything has risen high and wide of the net.
Over top, Mendoza, 6-footer. Warrington, quick throw in to his teammate Noah Hilt. Over 20 minutes played here in the second half, and we remain same score, 1-0 SMU.
The game's flying by for everybody but the players in red. I feel like this second half is dragging interminably to its conclusion.
It has been primarily UCF attacking on offense here in the second stanza.
That's the entry pass that Coach Calabrese didn't want to have happen in the second half into Hilton Hernandez, and allowing those two players to turn and face up and pick the pass that they want going forward.
A big steal there, Matt, because SMU had numbers, and now counterattack opportunity for UCF possibly. Good play by Warrington to slow them down.
Hernandez there just got a head of steam up, head down on the ball. Wasn't looking up to find where his support was, and as you said, there were two players, if not three, open to his left. In the end, just runs into the tackle of his namesake, Hernandez, on the back line of UCF.
Dean leading the way. And corner kick for UCF. Makala directing traffic.
Movement again defensively is good for SMU.
It's a drum line.
Amon was trying to get open, and Warrington just drops off enough to not allow Dean to pass the ball through to the number 7.
Louis again all the way, clearing everybody through the box. What's the thought process on these last couple of corners, Matt?
Well, on that one, I think he just hit it on a heartbeat. That's not what he was trying to do on the deep service. When you do send it into the back post, what you're trying to do is wrong foot the defense so that the ball can then be played back across the line. So essentially you're creating two far post opportunities.
A pass into the Mustang bench.
Ironic cheers of appreciation.
Saying a little thank you card.
Not one that Ephraim will appreciate at any time.
Return to sender. It's Sickle-say.
Warrington with his long throw, drying off the ball. He's being told to hurry things up by Mr. Clark.
They'll reset the clock. Put a 6 or 7 seconds back up.
The irony is that he won't go for the long throw now. He'll go for the short one.
Ooh, nice touch by McLaughlin. They're trying to turn it up, but Ephraim is there to secure.
Good strength, good body positioning. Body position of the defender is an art that has to be learned and is often ignored. Sometimes with the merest touch you can force the attacker off the ball. Doesn't have to always be strong, and just the merest touch can be just enough to win the ball back for your team.
Into the 18, Jennings. Beautiful touch to the side, and then a sliding tackle clear away.
That was Tervega there with a sliding effort to kick it away at the last moment from UCF as Jennings uses the imagination to create an opportunity.
Tervega, transfer out of UCLA, had the winning goal on Wednesday night in overtime, double OT for the Mustangs. Their victory over USF. Warrington able to settle that long ball.
That was the right ball, just seemed to hang in the air for an age. That allowed UCF to get back because Warrington was in acres of space on this near sideline.
Again, plenty of space calling for the ball. They don't see him. Instead, they go into the box. McLaughlin turning. And he is irate. It'll be a corner kick. They're calling for a handball there, Matt.
They are calling for a handball. And this time, SMU not the beneficiaries of a missed call for the handball. McLaughlin turning and crossing that one in. And Ephraim there would have been hard done by if that had been called. His hands are in a natural position. Close to McLaughlin when the ball comes in.
In swinger, headed down, deflected and blocked out of there. So close to SMU's second goal of the match. Huddle up to the task. Right back at him, headed and towards the goal. Has it been saved? Offsides. Flag is up, far side. Thank you for the good eyes, Stubbington.
Huddle there goes from a wonderful moment of goalkeeping as Hilt with the save. Goalkeeper leaving his feet bravely. Does
Tremendous.
just enough to get the ball away. And Aman clears it. And then as the ball comes in, Huddle is caught in no man's land and was beaten by the header. Although it was deemed to be an offside call. As a goalkeeper, you've got to come and win those balls if you make the decision. And Huddle just froze in space and watched in vain as the ball went over his head and probably crossed the goal line, but
it appeared that did, yeah.
The decision didn't have to be made.
Have another look.
This is a wonderful save. Look at the movement of Hilt, just pulling away from his defender. Goalkeeper beautifully in the air.
Shot driven, blocked. Out of the pack comes Costa. Being chased by a number of Knights. Plays it backwards instead. Let's toss it back down to Haley.
Down here on the sidelines, we've been impressed with the crowd here tonight, also the band in attendance, but for the away team, SMU, they've been extremely vocal. They've all kind of been huddled in front of the bench together this whole game. UCF kind of quiet, more spread out, but I think that the SMU team is really adding to this environment for their side, just being vocal and playing their role from the bench.
Well, interesting, Haley. Yeah, they have been boisterous, haven't they? Picking up the slack here on UCF's home field.
They're enjoying the game, enjoying the atmosphere. The pressure is squarely on the shoulders of UCF at home, the #1 seed. SMU with something to prove. And
Joma tried to put it out front. No red jerseys there.
Costa was coming late. It was the right ball from Monjoma.
And Louis leading the attack back the other way. Trying to get to his left. Turns back to his right. He shoots, and Makala on the one skidding hop, able to cover it up.
Makala's been awkward on a couple of occasions, but on this one, his technique was wonderful. Body behind the ball, collecting it cleanly. A lot of pressure on Makala. Knows that Jennings is going to pounce on any rebound that is given up.
And here come the Knights again. Will this be the time they find the equalizer and their first goal? Aman dancing around at the edge. 3 red jerseys, and that did go across the sideline.
Good patient defending there from Bradelli and Warrington.
UCF will sub in Gianluca Arcangeli. a freshman from Brazil who has tallied 4 goals this season.
He's been stood at the scorer's table for an age waiting to come in.
Also, we have a sub for SMU. Hollander departs, and Wyatt Priest back on the pitch.
It's a shame that Aman is taken off. Congeli is a good player. The question then would be is, if you don't take off Aman, who do you take off?
Coach Calabrese looking for that spark.
Congeli immediately making his presence felt as he goes up against his fellow number 14, Warrington, and SMU thinking perhaps a little unfairly.
UCF is playing without 2 first-team all-conference players, Giannis Learman and Yoni Sorkin.
Substitution for the Mustangs as Costa's coming out. He's been quiet of late.
Thomas Haney comes in. A little red boxing type helmet. A sophomore from Houston. Goal and an assist during the season.
Coach Hudson may have made a tactical change. I'll wait and pass judgment on that to see if I am correct. I think he's gone with more midfielders.
Maybe a more defensive approach here, Matt. Final 13 minutes. Dean galloping ahead in space. Pass to Jennings. Jennings to his right. Turns to face. Can he find a seam here? Al bursting to his right and earns a corner kick. So entertaining to watch, but what defense, SMU.
Look at the reaction of Ponder after this. These two have been up against it, 2 seniors. Coming in, nothing but a sea of red in front, turned away.
There's the corner, far post in the air.
Foul against UCF, I believe.
See 11 corner kicks for UCF. And there's the boisterous bench of the Mustangs.
We just missed the little fist pump of Ponder at the end of that passage of play that led to that corner kick on the replay. It definitely does look like SMU have gone 5 across the midfield. Looks like it's a 3-5-2 at the moment.
Oh, nasty collision there. They play on. Congeli. Pass didn't get through to Vivi.
Good work from Priest coming back defensively from the forward position.
Wind whooping up across the field here at UCF Soccer and Track Complex. Temperature in the low 50s. Under 12 minutes remain here in the championship. And now they're going to card Warrington. I think they warned him before with the delay with drawing the ball. And this time, they'll go in the book.
He's received his fair warning. He was taking a walk up the sideline.
Put the clock back to 11:45. Priest. Warrington. Galloping near side. Quick movement from Lane. And into the corner. That is red ball.
Doesn't take any time on that throw-in.
And that off the side of his foot will give Uddle a goal kick.
Baylor's up 28-3.
Under 11 minutes. American Athletic Conference Men's Soccer Championship. Thanks for joining us here. Another corner. Will this be the time they capitalize?
Big guys trotting up from the defensive line to join the attack. Everybody up but the goalkeeper now for UCF.
Ness, in swinger, out front. Collected here near side. Perez, chip back in. And through everybody and out of bounds. Sent in by Gino Vivi.
That was better by Perez. Slows things down, draws in a second defender. That allows him to play the ball back to Vivi. Or was that Ness who was able to just stand it up at the back post, but nobody in the gray shirt for UCF could touch it homeward. Priest comes out, Arlander comes back in.
A brief rest for Canute. Under 10 minutes. Urgency time for the Knights. Makala has 5 shutouts this season. As a team, SMU with those 9 shutouts.
SMU definitely have gone 5 across the midfield. Dangerous game, allowing UCF to get possession. Although what it does do is, it hopefully for Coach Hudson, negate the attacks down the flanks that have been successful in this second half.
Ooh, nice little give and go. Dean and VV just unable to make the connection.
Haney, wearing the skull cap, is playing in front of the back line in that holding role. There's 4 players in front of him. So essentially it's looking like a 4-1-4-1.
Mustangs with those 9 shutouts, that ranks them 8th in the nation. And will they see number 10 against this explosive UCF offense?
And they're a team that, with those shutouts, are used to managing a game to its conclusion.
And McLaughlin's going to go rest here in the corner, wind more clock.
Still 8 minutes to go.
And then busting through the defense and nearly setting up a teammate for a good look.
Long way to go to waste time in the corner. And it almost came off for him as he was able to split the double team.
Dean surveys. Vivi set down.
The referee's trying to allow play to continue to see if there was going to be an advantage played. It was Warrington, I believe, on the challenge. It was McLaughlin trying to waste some time. Somehow, some way, he conspires to get out of trouble.
Look at this.
Beats that double team from UCF with Fryman, with Vivi. Warrington on the foul creates another set piece opportunity for the Knights.
It's Hernandez. Nice opportunity here for the Knights. Hernandez, nice ball in, gets through. Shot is blocked out of there. For a corner kick for UCF.
Must be lucky or unlucky 13. Another good set piece ball coming in. Corner is taken quickly.
That ball blooped up. A little pull up from Makala on the crossbar to make sure he's got it covered.
Amon comes back in. And this will be offense for defense now for UCF.
Ephraim will come off, so another offensive player on the field for Coach Calabrese in Amon. Arcangeli punches that back. Hernandez inching forward. 6 minutes remain.
Yobos has gone back into the back line for UCF with Ephraim coming off the pitch.
Arcangeli shifting gears quickly to his left. He shoots, and that's well high.
Good job, SMU stringing out the youngster, forcing him along the top of the 18 there, and the hit and hope shot. You just see as he pulls the trigger here, he's falling away from the target. Always going to rise over the crossbar as you fall backwards from where you're trying to put the ball.
The shot total 18-9 UCF, and looking to the parking garage behind the goal to our right, and there is indeed a crowd there on the top level watching the action. And Jennings coming out of the pack. Villalobos advancing, and Dean. Haney able to put it up into the night sky. SMU packing it in, making it difficult. Jennings, good ball over his head. Opportunity, but cleared out. Quick feet. I believe Haney was there again. Back into the area and headed up and over again. Crowd frustrated, as are the Knights.
Thanks to the good stat crew to our right. Spin forward, Jennings has only had one shot tonight. It's an incredible job that Ponder and his teammates on the back line have done thus far. Can they continue for the remaining 4 minutes of this match?
McLaughlin, burst of speed. Job by Dean running him out of bounds.
Dean continues to impress. His work rate is fantastic.
Yes, great motor. Does UCF have the answer, the equalizer? Where does it come from? Through the area and into the corner, Vivi. Amon. UCF. That upstairs.
Oh, disappointing service. Not even asking a question of the back line. Ball's got to be played in over the top.
Huddle all the way out towards midfield to cut that ball off and save clock. Deep into the corner. Looks like we'll have yet another corner kick. Oh, last touch by the Knights. Running on for Coach Calabrese is Schmalbach. The freshman from Italy, couple goals this season, including a game winner. He will get Barry. We are now at the 2-minute mark.
Not the best goal kick in the world for Makela.
Works out okay for SMU, though, as the clock continues to tick. Well, Warrington better be careful. He's been warned and yellow carded. Villalobos leading the break. Out on their edge of their feet. Will this one go to OT as well? UCF has been to overtime 8 times. There's a blast, but well to the right of Makela as he trots over.
That's a frustrating one for the teammates in front, but that one didn't go very far away from the upper right-hand corner or left-hand corner of the goal as we look at it. A little statement of frustration there from Perez and the night that it has been for the UCF Knights.
Tackle out to midfield into that wind. Amon taken down by Haney, and we get the whistle with 30 seconds remaining. It'll be a free kick here.
The referee's going to his pocket. The yellow card is out, so the clock will stop now as Amon gets on the ball.
It'll be Udall here inside the half-field line.
Everybody in the box.
Yep, 30 seconds remaining. So have to be it for UCF. Coach Calabrese directing traffic. Now we're ready. Udall sends it in right to the edge of the area. On the ground, poked out. 20 seconds.
Handball on UCF. Free kick to the Mustangs.
We're going to stop the clock with 14 seconds. And this could be it. Knights appear to be out of chances. Makela can send this down towards the corner.
10, 9, 8, 7,
And that will do it as they count it down. The SMU Mustangs with their 10th shutout victory of the season. They have won the American Athletic Championship for the 3rd straight season on the home field of the 1 seed UCF Knights.